All right, everybody. Scott Pierce here at Listings to Leads, and we're going to be going over new construction and FSBO marketing. So I put two links into the chat for the live here today. One is for listingtoleads.com/FSBO, and that has the write-up thing about FSBO that we're going to be covering today, but just so you can have it for later. Again, if you're watching the recording, it is listingstoleads.com/FSBO. And we will come back to this page, but I also dropped into the live chat the listingstoleads.com/new construction. So that's the training on the new construction. Make sure you grab that again. If you're watching the recording, you can go to that URL. And on both of these, you're going to see information, some examples of landing pages and different things like that. A recent video where we go over all of this. And then you'll see a write-up on if I was doing a training class for you, like I'm doing right now, in a sense, what we would be talking about. And again, we're going to cover that in today's call. So go ahead and type in where are you coming in from, who you with, what is going on in your business related to both FSBOs and new constructions. What are you thinking about? What are you currently doing? Maybe what's working, what's not working. And as I go through this today, hopefully we can put a little bit of a plan together for you. All right. Some of the things will work standalone, just doing what we're going to talk about. And other things may work along with what you're already doing. All right. Cheryl, awesome. See Ariel, beautiful. Mount Dora, love that area. Link for FSBO not working. All right, one second. Let me see. Listingstoleads.com FSBO. Yeah. Well, just go to listingstoleads.com and then do /FSBO and then /new construction, and you'll get it. I think maybe when I drop a link into the chat, it's just not clickable. Makes sense? Steve Sutton, Palm Springs. God, I love Palm Springs. FSBO. So, Steve, do you do anything with FSBOs right now? Like, do you have an approach of engaging with FSBOs, calling FSBOs? It's so crazy. I'll get into the group and to hear people talk like, oh, how do you go after a FSBO? Or, it's just so, I don't want to say clueless, but hopefully by the end of this call, you're going to have a great idea for how to convert FSBOs, how to convert expireds. Expireds is a whole nother thing. In fact, let me show you this right here, because we've got an entire expired module, and they work very similar, right? It's a similar group of people in the sense of they're homeowners that want to sell their home to some degree, and that some degree is definitely more than the average homeowner. All right, FSBOs get their home sold typically. Do any of you have a FSBO that's been on the market for like 5 years? I think there's sometimes the higher end listings, you'll see that where they're not in a big hurry to sell, but they just put their home for sale in case somebody wants to give them an offer. So Steve, do you have some FSBOs in your area? I want to try to put this what's the word I want to use? Let's try to make this a little bit one-on-one so that all of you can kind of learn from as I'm talking to somebody here. So yeah, so if there's anybody here that wants to chime in. So yeah, you got FSBOs. So one of the things, and it's the same thing with expireds, you've got to have a unique way to engage with them to show them that you're different. They get phone calls. They get agents stopping over and trying to do the whole, can I have a 24-hour listing agreement? And hey, try that stuff. But at the end of the day, meeting them where they are at, right? Engaging with that FSBO homeowner in a way that helps make them feel better about what they're doing is going to be a much stronger way to go about it, right? There are about 6 FSBOs in Ocala that are close together that I want to target this week. Yeah. Awesome. Ariel, perfect. So, Ariel, I'm going to kind of talk to you, and then everybody here will get the benefit of that. So I'm going to tell Ariel what I would do. And Ariel, if there's already anything that you are doing, let me know so that I can kind of walk it through and kind of tie it in better for you. And it might help other people out as well. But the reason I have this post up from the mastermind group from Brian yesterday is we have got a 26-page marketing plan. I don't have one printed up, but if you've seen the listing presentations in your Listings to Leads account, which I hope all of you know, that if you have if you add a property to your account with status listing presentation, it creates a custom presentation where every page, in fact, let me show you, where every page in this entire 26-page booklet has a picture of their home, right? Ariel, for sure. Oh, yeah, definitely. Ariel says, I was thinking about inviting the FSBOs to the open house. That should be even without, right? You should definitely homeowner letter and invite all the neighbors. I would door knock the neighbors because that is, one of the strongest audiences to get another listing, to get really good seller leads, is the homes around a current listing. Because if you use the nearby homeowner letter, and so let me just bring this up for Ariel. And Ariel, let me know if you're going to do this or if you were planning on doing it or if you didn't even know about it. So let me show you here. In my Listings to Leads account here, I've got an open house. So you can see there I got the symbol for open house. And I've got a nearby homeowner letter. And, this is a great strategy for anybody. I mean, I can tell you, holding open houses, if you do it the way we teach in open at listingstoleads.com/open house, we got open house marketing, open house mastery. People convert and they get listing appointments at the open house because a homeowner will come through. They'll see how you set up so that you're making it more of an event versus just an open house. Right? We've been training on this, Dustin Fox in this book, 6 Weeks to Agent Success, I believe it is, gets into this even more. But in our training, because he gets food trucks out there, he gets, full on catering, to the point of sushi and different things like that. You don't have to go that extreme, but there are some things that we teach in our open house marketing, our open house mastery, where clients have gotten literally listing appointments scheduled because they use the nearby homeowner letter right here. And so let me just show that to you. So Ariel, let me know, were you thinking about using this letter? Because this is one of the best ways to get seller leads. And especially if you don't have a listing, I would, and if you've got a listing, you hold an open house, you're going to do it according to our training. So if you haven't seen that yet, go to the URL I gave you, listingstoleads.com/open house. We do it every Monday. And you want to adorn this and invite all neighbors. Now, if you're going to do a neighborhood preview, like on a Thursday at 5:00 or something, and it's going to be catered, you can easily, I promise, into the whole FSB show that we can do things that they can't do. And especially, and it doesn't have to be our listing. Like I said, I could be an agent and still accomplish this goal to attract the FSBOs. This out. What I did, click to edit this letter. And you could say in the letter, instead of just the default come to the standard open house, I want to add in that we're having a neighbor's preview. And I'm going to even add in that it's catered. You don't have to do a catered neighbor's preview. You don't even have to do a neighbor preview. But those are just things that make that tie-in sure. And if you're not already doing that. So I can say we're having a NEI, neighbors only preview. And we are watch the recording. Make sure you pause it and you can see exactly how I'm clicking and everything if you miss something. So you see how I just added right there, we're having a catered neighbors only preview open house. Then I would change Sunday to like Thursday, 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock or 5 to 7. And somebody says the volume is breaking. Now I can hear, scroll over, pick. All right. Is it my volume or is it your volume as a listener? If it's me, let me know. Sorry about that. All right. So Ariel says, didn't know about this letter in particular. Yeah, this letter right here. When the listing is just listed or sold, it's a great time to send it out. Now, we recommend that you send it out twice over the course of your listing, once at either just listed or open house, and then again at just sold. You can do pending. Pending is phenomenal. And I would make sure, right? So Ariel, is it your listing? Yeah, it's going in and out. Oh, I'm sorry. Is there something I'm doing in particular, I wonder? Or is it just, oh, you know what? I'm looking at the screen. Let me know if this is better. All right. Hopefully this will be better, and I will quit staring or moving away. Brandy, could be a connection issue. My connection looks fine, but yeah, let me know. I put the microphone closer to me. I had it a little bit off to the left, and I kept looking to the right where I'm looking at the chat. So hopefully that will be better. So anyways, I think you get the point of this. All right. So yeah, definitely use that letter. Get on our open house training. Videos. Oh, it's connection. All right, Stephen. All right. I'll get on that. I'll check that out after this call and see what's going on. Thank you. Should we reschedule this, or is it okay enough to listen to? All right. It's a new build. I have buyers under contract. All right. Awesome. Yeah. All right. Perfect. So now remember what I was talking about. If I got a listing presentation here, but notice also I got expired and FSBO. Now there are kind of three main things with listings to leads for FSBOs. We got the FSBO landing page, which has an entire marketing suite that I'm going to cover. And that landing page, the essence of it is to offer the FSBO homeowner the exact same marketing tools that you use to market a home. And through the landing page, you can send a print flyer, an email. You could call them up because you get a really great domain that's easy for people to remember, so you can actually put it on a voicemail. We give you emails, again, print flyers, postcards, door hangers. So we got an entire marketing suite around this value offer where, again, because what you can do is then you can come in and add that listing, or they can even add it through the landing page. I'll walk you through that. But once that listing is in the account and I click on marketing tools, you will notice I've got an entire suite of marketing tools now, and they're all branded to the FSBO homeowner. So check this out, the single property website, right? For sale by owner. And that's the seller. That's my information, but the seller's information would be right there. So, John Doe at gmail.com, and then 415-512-12, so on and so forth. So the e-flyers, the listing flyers, everything will have that FSBO homeowner's name on it and their contact information on it. So it's awesome because now, instead of being like everybody else coming through, you can very easily and quickly offer them all these tools. And then once that listing is added, either through the landing page by the FSBO homeowner or by you, getting these tools to them is so easy because this email, right? You get an email right here. It's completely done. Everything is ready to go. Looks beautiful. Right, it is so amazing. Send yourself a test email, see what it looks like. You can edit it if you want. Send this to the FSBO homeowner because that'll be their name and their email. And so I'm going to walk you through how to get this in your account, how to make that offer, how to use the landing page. So we're going to walk through that. And then I'll talk about the PDF guide briefly, just because it's another, if you, again, Ariel says, was it Ariel or somebody else said they got 6 FSBOs that they want to go after. And, the likelihood of you hitting them up and engaging them the first time around, it could happen completely, right? Depends on how you're doing it. But then we got other ways, other engaging tools that you can leverage to keep that conversation going to where you're not just repeating yourself over and over and over again, right? It gets kind of old to have to repeat yourself constantly. All right, now before we go to the FSBO landing page, notice right here, download listing presentation, flipbook, and there's even a landing page. But the PDF, so that when I download it into a PDF, and the flipbook, check this out. The first time it loads, it's a little bit, because it's just generating the whole thing for you. But check this out. Let me see if I can download. And, maybe I do have a connection issue. Let's see. How many of you have seen the flipbook so far? Yeah, and maybe it is my connection. I will definitely check this out after the call. So sorry about that, everybody. But the flipbook and the PDF, like this right here, every single page has their home on it, right? So as they go through this, it's just an amazing marketing tool, and especially for the expired homeowners, absolutely amazing. But now for the FSBOs, how do we get that FSBO listing in there? How do we make the offer to the FSBO homeowner in the first place so that they accept it? And then we can provide them the marketing tools. And then the whole idea is when they get tired of trying to get their home sold, they're going to go right back to you. Does that make sense? So I know sometimes people go, well, why would I give them marketing tools? They can just sell the home themselves. Well, 90, I don't know what it is, but over 90%, like 95% will not sell the home themselves. All right, so let's go to landing pages. And we're going to create a FSBO landing page from which then all the other marketing tools will be created. And you're going to see how easy this is. So I'm going to click create landing page. And then I'm going to get the pop-up. And we're going to add a new one. So we're going to add the FSBO landing page here. And I can just add it. I'll say Folsom, create landing page. And I would do it from my main sales area. So, Northern California could be good, Placer County, right? Lake Folsom area, something that makes sense for my area. And then, so if I click view, so check this out. So check out this landing page. So selling your Folsom home on your own. And then it says select your marketing tool. So we want to get something in front of the homeowner that will get them to this landing page. So again, we've got print flyers, which Ariel would be phenomenal. If you're going to door knock if you're going to invite the FSBOs to the open house, I would download the nearby homeowner letter, and I would get the print flyer from this, which I'll show you in a minute. And I would, for the regular neighbors, the regular homeowners who are not FSBO, just give them the nearby homeowner letter. But then for the for sale by owners, give them the print flyer for this along with the nearby homeowner letter. Hopefully that made sense. And I'll show you that print flyer in a minute. But let me just explain this real quick. So when the FSBO homeowner lands on here, they're going to be able to select all the different tools they want. I want these tools. They're going to put in, I'll spell my name wrong. And then I'll say 246 Flower Drive. Get my free tools. And then check this out. Do you have photos of your property? Yes or no? Now, if they say no, then boom, It'll just go, and then what will happen is you'll get an email, and it will say, "Hey, Scott Pierce, here's his email, here's his phone number, requested a free set of tools. Here are the tools that he wanted." Then you'll have to contact the FSBO homeowner and get the rest of the information from them. But what they can do is they can actually upload the pictures of their home. So let me just find there we go. So I'll just upload one picture. We don't need to labor the point. Send images, and then check this out. 246 Flower Drive, Folsom, California. All right. It's 900,000. And we'll leave everything else alone. Send property information. Let's see what I forget. Zip code 95630. Send property information. This is going to drop that property into my listings to leads account. I, as the agent, will get a notification that a new request for free marketing tools was made. We will go to that in a few minutes, but let's first look at how did we get people to that landing page? How do we make that offer? I won't really get into too much on the editing. I'll just mention you can edit the background, you can edit the offer, you can edit the image in the landing page. You got the lead form here. You don't need to do any of this. But for those of you that want to get in here, right, for request them, if you want to edit the domain, you can. All right, a few other items down here as well. But for the marketing tools, we've got all the same marketing tools typically that you've got for the regular listings, but I would not do a Facebook ad. FSBO in particular, but expired as well, are more of a one-on-one type of thing. So I don't want to, I don't want to market in general that, I'm promoting FSBOs or helping FSBOs out. I just want to make that a one-on-one offer to them. And same with Google ads, and even, the social media post is up to you. Again, I just don't want people thinking I'm promoting FSBOs as a way to get their home sold. And I think, if I was going to start doing a social media post, that would come across as if, as an agent, I'm saying it's a great thing to do FSBO. What does everybody think on that? Steve, what do you think on that? All right. Ariel, what do you think on that idea? Right. So I am no to the ads, no to Google, no to social media post. What I do want, and I think, Ariel, for you, we've got the email. So if you're using My Plus Leads, then you've got all the FSBO data right there. All right. So this email right here, set that up as a template in your CRM, or you can use the one from Listings to Leads. All right. So let me show you here. If I click edit. So this is an email that I can send this out through Follow Up Boss, through KV Core. All right. Gmail. I would just go here. Let me show you. You can copy code or do this right here. I'll show you real quickly. So if you've got, imagine, anybody here have My Plus Leads or RedX or something like that? Let me show you. So when you're in those programs, now you could download the entire CSV file, upload it to your CRM, and then do a mass email to all the FSBOs in your area. Or just as you find the new FSBO homeowner, check this out. Let me and you can do with any email program. So so I just threw this into Gmail. All the images, all the links work great. And then what I would do is set up in Gmail. Every email program has the ability, ask support at your email if you need to. But in Gmail, all I do is I do more options, templates. And what I'm doing here is I'm setting this up so that anytime now a FSBO homeowner comes up and I got their email, I just click their email. Gmail opens up automatically, and then I select this template. because I can add this as a template, right? Templates, save draft. So in Gmail, it's pretty easy, right? You can see I've already got a bunch of them. I'm not going to save this one. Get. And if I were to save this, now every time I see a FSBO on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or wherever it is, and I click the email, and my email client opens up my email, whether it's Gmail or whatever email is your default, that will open up, or just go to my CRM and get that offer to that FSBO homeowner. So the email, I would get that into whatever program you're using. We got a couple of different versions, so you can, put 2 or 3 in there. Then we've got, I'm going to skip the script for a minute. Then we got the print flyer, and we got the postcards and door hangers, as you can see as well. But the print flyer would be another great tool because, again, we need to have a reason to engage these people. Now, we got the phone script, which I'll share with you in a minute here. So if you got the phone number, great, call them up. Sometimes I find it's a little bit easier if I'm there in person because it's harder to hang up on somebody that's at your door making a free offer to you. And maybe if they're not there, I will leave it in a bag, get one of these little bags, leave it on their door. And you'll see here, let's take a look at it. And so, Ariel, in support of your open house, where you can use the nearby homeowner letter to invite them to the open house, which I would totally do, then I would include this print flyer as well. So right on the print flyer, let's scan. Anybody here? Let me make that big. Anybody want to scan that? Go ahead. And then we will wrap this up by going and looking at that listing that was added from the landing page, and I'll show you just how amazing that is. So scan the QR code. Boom. Selling your Folsom home on your own. There you go. See it? Beautiful. And again, we got a couple of different styles of the print flyer. Postcards and door hangers. So if you just want to set this up as part of a postcard campaign to your FSBOs, totally do that as well. Check this out. Let's go download. We got JPEG, we got PDF. You could do whatever is the background image on the landing page, I believe it is, will be what displays here. All right, so that image will change based on the landing page. You could also upload it to a program like Mailbox Power if you're using that, or Thanks.io, I believe, where you can actually do both a dynamic image of the homeowner's home, which would be pretty cool, and a dynamic QR code. And that way, every address has a different QR code. So when that QR code is scanned, you will know who it is because it just popped up. And the only person getting this postcard, it's being mailed to the homeowner. So as soon as that pops up, you'll have their contact information, right? Because you got the list, right, that you're mailing it to, and you're able to reach out to them and touch base, even if they don't fill out the landing page. So really, really powerful ways of engaging these FSBO homeowners. And lastly, I'll just mention the script. And you can see here, did recipient get direct mail, email, or postcard? Yes or no. So we got 2 different versions of that script. But again, the whole idea is to call up these FSBO homeowners and don't tell them they're stupid for being FSBO. Don't go after them on, do you know the percentages, and 90% of you are going to fail, and, listing with an agent gives you so much more exposure. That's not what they want to hear. So what they want to hear is, can you help me get my home sold? So you may want to talk about, hey, I got a bunch of buyers. Could I bring them over? And oh, by the way, maybe not, who knows? But in the meantime, in fact, you know what I would do? I would just bring the print flyer with me when I go meet them. That's probably what I would do. But if you don't have buyers and you don't have a reason to meet them, then definitely take a look at this script, because we are offering them the free marketing tools for them to get their home sold. It's all about adding value, right? It's all about, making a good impression, showing them that we're a little bit different, showing them that we're actually here to help. And then once they get tired and you'll stay in contact with them, right, every week or two, if they do accept the free tools. And then you're going to find out when they get tired, you'll be getting the listing. And lastly, before we move on to new construction, let me just show you that listing has been added to my Listings to Leads account. There we go. 258 Flower Drive in Folsom. I click Marketing Tools. Notice it's FSBO Draft because I have not approved it yet. So the FSBO homeowner will not get anything until I come in here and I can look at the property website. So here's the property website. Right, there's my name. I spelled my name wrong. So you can see that the seller's name from the landing page came through. And there's nothing I have to do. All as the agent, and that's what's so beautiful about this. All I have to do as the agent, I can look at the email. I can edit the email. Notice, right, Scott Pierce, spelled wrong. Right, beautiful email, virtual tour, single property website. Right from the email. It's all I got to do. All I have to do is click approve, yes, approve, and send email. Off it goes. Right. I would call the person up and say, hey, just want to let you know, I approved the request for the tool. I wouldn't even say approved. I just sent you an email, has links to all the tools that you requested. If you have any questions on how to use them, let me know. Depending on how you do things and how, the rules with your MLS, maybe in your brokerage, you might offer to go out there at that time and record a short form video, right? To put it up on your socials, get it up on Instagram, get it up on TikTok, great content. This is a property that is not readily available for sale. Probably a lot of buyers don't even know it's for sale. Obviously, I would only do that if I'm going to get a buyer's commission, if it's a good property and if the homeowner's going to be reasonable to work with. All right. Anybody have any questions on that? Now, we've also got, before I run off into the new construction, and we do training on the PDF guides every single week. I believe it's usually Wednesdays, but I feel like I didn't do one yesterday. Maybe I did. Maybe I already forgot. But the PDF guides, and if I type in FSBO, we've got a FSBO home selling guide, right? FSBO for sale by owner, listings done right. I click on the green marketing. Now this is available in English and Spanish. So we got it available in both. And I can download the guide right here. It's all branded to you. So even if you sign up, even if you just signed up like 10 minutes ago, you go through the get started wizard, you add your logo, your picture, select your brand colors, and even your fonts. Everything in that PDF guide is going to be dialed in for you, all to your branding and everything. And so we got Facebook and Instagram ads. We got Google ads. Everything is set up. Social media posts. These are great. Oh, yeah. And typically, now again, for FSBO, I would not be doing the ad and the post. But again, we got an e-flyer. So I can take this and set it up in my email as a template so that or as part of a campaign to FSBO homeowners. So that anytime, maybe this is like email number 2, right? And right from the email, people click and they literally download the PDF guide right from the email. So there's no landing page. You saw that right there, right? For sale by owner. And then as the agent, I'll get a lead notification letting me know, hey, Scott just downloaded your guide for sale by owner. Again, we have another database call script. I can't keep calling and leaving the same message or having the same conversation, assuming they don't engage with me the first time through. All right, another print flyer. So there you go, Ariel. Maybe a week or 2 later, they don't respond and you're still wanting to engage with them. Drop this one off. All right, drop off this one. And I wouldn't even almost would probably even go back with the print flyer for the landing page where we're making the offer for the free tools, probably every couple of weeks, maybe every 3 weeks, because you got to figure the FSBO homeowner, at some point, they're confident. At some point, they're, getting not so confident. And then at some point, they're going to just be done with it. All right. They're going to be over it. And if you give them the flyer when they're confident, they may just throw it away and just disregard it. But a month later, 2 or 3 weeks later, I don't know, everyone's going to be different depending on how long the FSBO has been on the market. But I would not hesitate to go back to those homeowners, similar to an expired, right? Sometimes the expired, the first time you get a hold of them, they're still in that mood of like, they hate agents, the market sucks, they don't want to go through all that again. But then as time goes on, in their mind or the conditions in their life or the reasons why they wanted to move in the first place start coming back again. And now they're like, all right, you know what? Now we need to actually start getting this property relisted for sale. And so again, I talk, in my mind, FSBOs and expired are kind of similar, and both can be approached in a similar way along those lines. So let's get to new construction. If nobody has any questions on that? All right, again, expireds, the FSBOs that we did today, expireds also. They both got those great landing pages. They both, you have the ability. In fact, let me show you one more thing before we wander off into new construction, and we're in the right space anyways. But if Ariel, for example, you wanted to just say, hey, you know what? I want to create that, like what Brian did. I'm going to do what Brian Matheson did. And I just want to create that 26-page marketing plan for these FSBOs, or I just want to send them the tools, like without even asking them, but I want to show up big. You can go to add listing, manual. So on the listings page, click the green add listing button and then manual. And right down here, there's FSBO draft and there's FSBO, for sale by owner. Either one of those, check this out. FSBO name, FSBO email, FSBO phone, get the photo of their property, maybe just grab it off Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or wherever it was, add that listing to their account. If you've got the email, then send them the email. This is probably what I would be doing as an agent, because I was always the type of, it's better to ask for permission than forgiveness. Now, remember to always ask your broker if you're unsure of how can you mess around with FSBOs. But I would just add that to my account, and then I would send them the email, and then I would call them up. I would call them up and say, hey, my name is Ariel Harrington from, forgive me, Remax in Ocala. And I just wanted to let you know that I sent you some marketing tools to help you get your home sold. They're all branded to you. You'll see your name's on there, your email's on there, your phone number's on there. Everything is just for you. And it's just a service I wanted to provide to help you try to get your home sold. Let me know if you have any questions on how to use any of those tools. And if you want to make any changes, if you got more photos or more information I can add, let me know. And oh, by the way, I could even come over and do a video as well. I can do a little video tour walkthrough, and I can give you that video that you can use for your marketing. So much value. You just got to be thinking about, how can you frame and offer things that you're probably already doing anyways, or that just take a quick minute to get done. You see how that works? All right, let's go to new construction. So the first thing for new construction, there's so many different angles on new construction. We can market an entire development, like a whole neighborhood, an entire building, and that's one way of doing it. We got the landing pages. You can create custom ones. You can use the account default. The way I like to market new construction the best is unit by unit. So if there is a new construction in your area, again, it could be a neighborhood of single family homes, it could be a condo building, it could be townhomes, anything in between. I like to get permission to market that and add it to my listings to leads account. If it went through the MLS, so it's on Zillow, it's on Trulia, typically you can grab it. So you can add in the zip code, the MLS ID number, click "This is not my listing," and click grab. Easy way to get that in there. It'll pull all the photos, all the details and everything, and it will drop it onto your account. And I'm going to show you this one because this one is a new construction. So it's just listed and it looks just like a regular listing. So this is like a regular listing, but check this out. New construction in Folsom, right? Text, all of this is editable. Right here says just listed, but I could say new construction, just listed in Folsom. And now here's a beautiful thing about new construction. The incentives, so it could be 3.99 interest rate if closed before July 30th, $10,000 in closing cost credits, things like that, where it is something that they're probably not getting from a normal resale. So, you got your normal properties for sale from, homeowners that are listing their property. Maybe they do a price cut. Maybe they do some seller concessions. But new construction typically offers more. And so I would want to put that right here. In fact, I might even just, let me do it. So I might say, buyer in fact, I would just start off with 3.99. 3.99% rate if closed by July 30th plus $15,000 towards closing. All right. Or you might even just say, you pay as low as, $5,000 for closing cost credits, because, the buyers are going to know, the rates, obviously, even if they're not even pre-approved yet, they're going to know what the rates are. And so to be able to offer with the new construction, whatever incentives they are. All right. So maybe they're not doing a rate buy down. Maybe they're not doing a closing cost credit, but most new construction is. So for new construction, I would try to find, and again, go to listingstoleads.com/new construction. Let me show you the page right here. And again, we'll come back up to that a little bit later. Some examples. So those are marketing entire developments, but for new construction. So identify the new construction project, gather information. You could even do a blog post, do videos, right? As you're gathering information, you go do a tour of it, do a video. All right. So start creating content from the research as you're gathering information. So gather information online, gather information in person, if they do open houses, if you can call up and do a tour of it. So gather information, try for your business, try and make sure you're only repping good quality, because there's going to be nothing worse than in 5 to 10 years from now, somebody comes back at you with, that piece of crap you sold them, a few years ago. Right. And now they got water leaks, they've got, construction issues. So when you're looking at, and there are some out there that have worse reputations than others. So I would just say, don't put your name behind or get too involved with really bad construction, because there's a lot of it out there. Any of you have bad new construction? Like, the difference, right? Some of these new homes you go through just look like absolute garbage. So after that, you got two different routes. Really, you can market, like I said before, market specific units or market the entire development. And so that's where, again, and you can do both. You can totally do both. I would start out with marketing a specific unit and then attaching or discussing and displaying all the available incentives for that property. So again, let me close that. So I do my research. I find a great new construction. Maybe it's just I go to the MLS. Maybe I do some research online. I find the unit that I want to market. I get permission to market it. They're going to say yes. All right. My wife, who's a mortgage broker, she called 2 agents yesterday about marketing their listings for them because she likes to market listings. Because what she does is she will engage, she follows up with all the buyer leads. A lot of them have a home to sell. Probably about 30 to 40% of the buyer leads she's generating have a home to sell. And she'll do the loan part of it, and a lot of them need help with the loans. And then she refers the buyer leads back to the buyer or to the listing agent. And both agents were like, "Oh my God, yes, please! I need market it, no problem, and do it." So new construction, these they need these properties sold. And the beautiful thing for you is it's just great way to generate leads. I mean, new construction is a fabulous way to generate leads. And so to add it to my account, I'm just going to go add listing manual. Now, I talked about the grab a little bit earlier, but if I go to manual and just do either just listed, coming soon, or active. So I'll say just listed. And then right here, custom status banner, just new construction. Give it a headline. Go through, add the information. Again, here, I might put new. I don't know why I'm capitalizing everything there. So I might start off the property description with this. And again, I'm just like in the Facebook ad, list out what those incentives are, and then do the property description. All right, save and add photos, add the photos. You can add videos. I mean, there's so many great things that you can do with new construction. And we have had clients that do such a good job marketing new construction that they get access to all the listing inventory from that developer, like carte blanche. Anytime you want to market our listings, just let us know or whatever. But you got the ability to do it. People have become listing agents for developers because of doing this. There's so much value that you can offer these people because for most of them, even the big ones, their marketing is awful. They oh my God. For most of these developers and the big ones as well, they do a god awful job of marketing their properties. Right? They're good at building them. Some of them, not all of them. So just like a regular listing, and I'm always talking about you should be marketing 2 listings a week. You should be spending about between $100 to $150 a week in Facebook ads, and you should be doing that every single week without fail, because that is really the best way to get that lead flow coming in, so that every day you got some new leads, and you will find within a couple of weeks you're having conversations every single day, and that's the name of the game. The name of the game is not to do so bad with generating new leads and following up with leads that we're not having conversations every day. The goal is every single day we are engaging both new people, so brand new leads, and people that have come in the last 1 to 60 days, right? That kind of that new lead pot in our database. So regardless, I got the listing. I don't change radius. I don't change location. All I do is add money to the budget. I want to have again, I said 100 to 150 a week, and you want to do that every single week. I could do, 50 and 50, 60 and 65, 75, 75. And again, borrow listings. If you don't have a listing, there's a million ways to generate leads. Most of them are going to be more expensive and more involved than just borrowing somebody else's listing and running an ad for it. You would be surprised once you start doing that consistently, that the value that you get from it when you don't have your own listings. Now, if you got your own listings, use yours. But here's the problem. Even if you've got your own listing, after a while, now if it sells in 3 weeks, great. That listing sold in 3 weeks, but now it's pending, and I need a listing that's for sale, right? I need to list. Now you're going to market the pending listing. It's going to be great, but you always need to have a new supply of inventory, right? A new supply of homes to market. So getting comfortable borrowing listings from other agents will be literally probably one of the most, in fact, I'm going to say it. It's one of the most underappreciated skills and habits that a real estate agent can have. It really is, right? Every week, making sure, if you're a car salesperson, what do you sell, right? And if I sold the same car week after week after week, you're gonna be like, dude, like, I get it. You've got that car. But if every week you see, I got a Corvette and I got a Lamborghini or whatever, right? Every week I got 2 new ones that are coming through. Man, now it doesn't have to be a different home every single week, but it just can't be the same home week after week after week after week. So, and we get more into that in our Facebook ad strategy call, but just to put that out there for everybody here. So yeah, so marketing the new construction. So I would do the ad, I would do the post, just like with a regular listing. I would do the short form video, right? We got the short form video script right here. In our step-by-step guide, we talk about Instagram stories, Instagram reels, TikToks. So I would be doing that as well. I would also be doing the e-flyer to my database. Now we got a couple of different e-flyers, but if you might either pick your listing of the week, or you can send it's called an all listings email, which I'll show you. But this would be my listing of the week e-flyer. So this will link to the single property website like this. And this is where, I've seen people do this. And there's a guy in Canada I'm thinking of. He does the most beautiful, and it's not like it's overdone at all. And he puts all of his videos, and like a little tour of the property, and he puts that video right here. So you're just watching full screen, right? Him doing a tour of the property, and it looks so good, right? If the developer has professional photos, you'll want to use them. The developer, right? If they got a 3D tour, which they probably don't. I don't see too many developers with 3D tours, but you could show that to them. Now, this is what's really cool. For a lot of new construction, if it's like a planned community, or if it is a building and there might be amenities, there might be a neighborhood around it, doing a community video, a community tour video that you can add into your marketing is awesome. So many great benefits from this. It's just a great YouTube content. It's evergreen, but then you can add it right into listings to leads, right? I mean, just how awesome is that? And that's where, if it's a developer that's local, especially, as you start marketing their properties and as you start showing off to them what you're doing, and if you do a community tour video like that, you can get it into listings to leads. If you don't know how to do that, get into the mastermind group. I'll walk you through it. It's so easy, and I'll actually help you do it. You could, again, the property video, right, where you're just touring the property as well, and start just impressing the heck out of these people, and you will get more business from developers. I've had clients do it, and it's awesome. All right, database call script, especially for the new construction, right? If I've got a new construction property that I'm marketing and it's got great incentives, this would be a great call into some of my buyer leads, especially some of the older and colder buyer leads. It could be a text message, or I've already got the e-flyer, but it could also be a text message to my leads as well. And I would, again, highlight the incentives. So again, if it's a database call script, right, call up my database and let them know that I got a new construction property with an introductory 3.99% interest rate and a $10,000 credit for closing costs. So your closing costs will be about a third of what they normally are when you buy a home in the area. And I'm making these numbers up, so make sure that you got this down. And then let them know, hey, I just sent you a link to the single property website. Let me know if you have any questions. Right. And especially my cold buyer leads, that could be a great nudge to wake them back up again. And if nothing else, I'll just appreciate the fact that you called, right? Nothing overcomplicated, quick little message. I'm not saying necessarily to do this to the leads that you're already engaged with. Although, again, when you're in conversation, if you feel like that property is appropriate for them, then definitely bring it up. All right. Any questions? Miss Jennings, are you good? Ariel, Eileen, Steve, are you still with us? Let me know how we are all doing. And we got a few more minutes. So the last thing I'll show you here is we've got, if I go back to listingstoleads.com/new construction, I'm going to come up to the top of the page and right here. So that's our training, but then here are links to landing pages. And I'm just going to click them. I'm going to walk you through them real quick. So this is, check out that domain, folsom.brandnewhomesnow.com. I think we got like 5 or 6 different similar domains, completely customizable. So in this case here, new construction homes at El Dorado. And then I've got a countdown counter that could have been a video. And if I come back here, I'll show you the other 3. So here's one similar. Here's one with a video in the left of the lead form. So this might be a great landing page where I want to market the entire development and the developer has a video. I can put that right there. Now I could also put that on the success page. I may not want to put a video actually. If I do a video here, it's going to be more of a video where I'm introducing the property or the development and encouraging them to fill out the lead form. So that's the video I would put here. And then when you click through and go to the success page, that's where I might put that actual tour video. And then lastly here, we got a full screen video. So that can be, again, really cool. And again, with the countdown counter. So if I go to my Listings to Leads account, I'm in the landing page section right here. So I click landing pages and you're going to see the third over, like third from the left, second from the right. It says new construction right here. I can create custom landing pages, but if I click that green market listing button, let me just show you real quickly all the marketing tools, which will look very familiar. All right, attention home buyers. So this is editable. We got Google Ads, social media post, e-flyer for your database. All right. To edit the landing page, just click on the edit tab right there. You'll see some social media share image, the autoresponder domains, and then to edit the actual landing page, like the image and the text, click on the edit button, the green one. And then here I can change the background image, add a video, do a solid color. I got a few other options there. I've got styles and colors. So I can change the coloring on this. It'll default to your account colors, but it is customizable. Here I can add a countdown counter, video, nothing, embed HTML, put an image right here, but I already got an image in the background, so there's no need for an image right there necessarily. The lead form text. So you can see here, it says new construction and new construction homes at El Dorado. I just got my braces off yesterday, so I'm still a little bit funny talking still. All right. And so again, here, new construction homes at El Dorado. So just, yeah, all the text in the lead form here is editable right here. And then what information do I want to collect? All right. On this page, there's actually, name and email. You can see right here, name, required, email required. If I wanted to add the phone and make it optional like that, I could, or I can make it required. And it's up to you, right? If you want to add phone number or not. Usually for buyer leads, I don't, but it's all up to you, right? And that'll refresh. That'll show the phone number right there. And then there's page 2, if it's available, and or the success page, which will be the last page. And here, right, again, I can go bullet points, video, add a YouTube video, right? I think you can add videos from your account and create yourself. Click view and give yourself a great little landing page. All right. Any questions, right? We went through FSBOs. We went through new construction. I'm telling you, the FSBOs, Ariel, good luck with that. I want to hear back from you. I'd love to hear back on how you did. So again, you got the open house. Make sure to go to listingstoleads.com/open house. If you haven't done that yet, our training on how to market the open house and how to actually do the open house. It's more like an event, will help you convert more of the homeowners and buyers coming through. And the open house marketing will get more people there for sure. All right. Let me see. Anything else? Are we good to go? All right, everybody. Have an awesome day. Let me get into the mastermind group if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you soon.